How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTCReaper, and my goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading with the prices going up or down. So we'll hop over to the daily for Dixie. We are seeing a push forward overall. We are hitting some resistance here around this 106 area. This is an area where we have had previous candle bodies and wicks, so I would watch for a continuation forward. A continuation forward from here would retest the top of our channel and then possibly send us to that 109. VWAP, that yellow wave is pushing up, momentum is gaining strength, the blue wave and money flow is in the green, so we do look positive here to continue forward. Stochastic is pushing up and the RSI is gaining strength as a result, so we do look pretty positive on that daily overall. Over on the 1 hour, we do have higher highs with higher lows. They don't connect very well right now, so if this continues, we could continue to push forward, but it does look like our MPP does say we may see a break of our channel. There is a 30% chance of making a higher low and then continuing forward. There's a higher chance of breaking down. Again, that would be positive for Bitcoin, because usually when Dixie pulls back, Bitcoin and the rest of crypto will push forward. VWAP is pulling back, momentum is dropping, money flow is flipping red. So if that VWAP holds bearish, money flow will continue lower and we will start to weaken higher time frames and see that push to the downside. Over on Bitcoin dominance for the daily, we did retest our value area high. We rejected that 57.5, so I would watch. This could mean our altcoins may start to outperform Bitcoin again, as we have a long upper shadow candle followed that preceded a indecision candle. So we had that indecision candle before our long upper shadow candle. That long upper shadow candle, if followed by a strong red candle, would start to round us away. That would create a lower high, reject our value area range, and then possibly push us down. Our MPP does say we could push down to around that 51, but I would watch our point control first, right around that 53. Stochastic does want to push up. VWAP is bullish, momentum wants to gain strength, and money flow is in the green. There is a higher chance we do hit that 55 still, so I would watch. If we do hit that 55, that would be a higher low, and then if we follow it with a higher high and break that value area high, then Bitcoin could run against our altcoins. So over on total for the daily, we do have the possibility of pushing forward to that 156 still, so we do have that's a low chance, 53% actually, so that is a higher chance. That is decent, but we have about a 50-50 chance, if you want to split hairs, to make a lower high here as well. So I would watch very close how we see the next couple days pan out. Our stochastic is starting to drop away. Our VWAP is favoring bearish, so I would watch. Momentum is dropping and that money flow is starting to lose steam, so if that VWAP continues to get these lower highs and lower lows, our momentum and money flow will fall and altcoins would sell off. But I would watch lower time frames. They do look like we could try to push forward, as this 1 hour does have higher highs and higher lows. We do have a pretty straight channel though, so watch, as this could be a rising channel, and rising channels break you down, and our MPP says there's a chance of pulling back to that 975, so I would watch. That would be a slightly lower low if we end up breaking that. So I would watch that very close, because if we make a lower low after making this higher high with our higher lows, then we could see bears try to take control. However, if we stay above this 936 and we continue to get these higher highs with higher lows, that's where that daily would pan out. Now, VWAP does have higher lows, so watch for it to break that neutral. If that VWAP can break neutral and hold, momentum will remain bullish, money flow will remain green, and higher time frames would have a strong chance of running up. However, if that VWAP makes a rejection over the next few hours, then it's likely we would see that retest of lower areas. So over on Bitcoin futures for the daily, we saw that decent push forward. We did retest this 102 area. Our MPP did say we did have a higher range on lower time frames, but on the daily, it does still have that 77% chance of pulling back to our gap. RSI wants to weaken, momentum is dropping, money flow is starting to lose strength overall, making slightly lower highs despite us pushing forward, so just keep an eye on that. VWAP is holding bullish though, so that VWAP holding bullish can push momentum and money flow higher and give us a little bit more strength there. Over on the 1 hour, we did have that chance to hit 105. We got most of that move forward, so I would expect a retracement. There's a high chance we pull back to that 98K, make a higher low, and then continue forward. If we see that, that would be positive, and that would still help push us forward. But if we do not see continued higher highs with higher lows here or make bullish patterns, then watch for a retracement. Our momentum does want to round away. VWAP is favoring bearish. We do have lower highs with a potential lower low, so watch that VWAP very close. If that VWAP does not recover, it's likely we could push down, and if it holds bearish for quite some time, remember higher time frames would weaken. So over on Bitcoin for the daily, we did push toward the top of our channel. We did mention this on the Discord to watch for that VWAP. So we will cover the 1 hour, how that played, how our Discord alert went. So if you want that alert, it's free. Join it. Links in the comments and in the description. VWAP does have lower lows, momentum is falling back, money flow is dropping, and that momentum does want to push forward, but if that VWAP does not cross that neutral and hold, then momentum would round away. So watch those lower time frames still. We do have the potential to get bullish momentum, but again, you want confirmations. So over on the 1 hour, we did try to break above our range here. We did try to invalidate our bearish possibility, but now we're kind of gridlocked here at the top. So watch very close. That VWAP does have a lower low with a lower high. We do have bearish favor there, and if that bearish favor does not reverse, then we could end up retracing. So despite any push forward we may get, if that VWAP continues to drop away, that push forward may not be sustainable. So if you have not taken some profits, maybe consider doing so, or just let ride, and hopefully your pictures on Facebook and that will be good. But stochastic does want to round away. RSI is starting to pull back. That VWAP is favoring bearish. Watch that very close. As that VWAP favors bearish, momentum could drop and that money flow could start to reverse. If that happens, higher time frames would weaken, depending on if that money flow holds bearish for quite some time. Remember, it's not going to happen instantly, at least not usually. If it does happen instantly, that would be positive, because remember, a quick move one way is usually retraced by a move the opposite way. We did see a quick move forward here on graph. We did see a move down very quick, so that does mean we may start to see some bullish momentum. That bullish momentum does have a 50-50% to break us toward our 3174, and then a 50% to give us that 46. Stochastic does want to pull back. RSI is trying to push forward, so that does look positive. VWAP is starting to round forward, but we have a lower low with weak highs. So watch that VWAP very close on lower time frames. If it does not hold bullishly on lower time frames, then I would watch for a rejection here on the daily. Over on the 1 hour, we did push up toward that value area high. We made a higher high, and now we may be making a lower high. So watch very close, because if we get lower highs and lower lows here, we do have a 57% chance to retest that 26. And if we do not bounce off that 26, there's a chance of pulling back down toward that 22 area. Momentum does want to push down. VWAP is starting to favor bearish. We are starting to round away. So watch if we reject that neutral. If we reject that neutral, momentum will start to fall. Money flow would pull back, and higher time frames would start to weaken. So again, just exercise caution as we approach these resistances. Over on Anchor for the daily, we do have that probability still to push to our 76, so that does look positive. Again, watch for continued bullish momentum here. We need higher highs with higher lows. We need to finish off a rounding bottom and then continue forward from there. Momentum is starting to push down. VWAP is starting to favor bearish, but starting to reverse, so that is positive. Depending on if lower time frames hold bullish, momentum does want to push up, and money flow is losing strength, but VWAP can recover, then our money flow may not break down. So over on the 1 hour, we do have higher highs and higher lows, just like everything else, so we do look pretty positive, but our MPP does state that we could see a retracement. We did get most of this break forward that was projected here for that 49 cents, so watch for a retest. We could end up pulling back around that 43, potentially making a higher low. Again, if we get that higher low with higher highs, then that's where we would push forward. VWAP does want to break up. Momentum is gaining strength. Money flow is in the green, so we do look positive for a continuation, providing VWAP can stay bullish here. Over on XRP for the daily, we did get a little bit of a push forward, so this is positive, but I would watch. This is a long lower shadow candle. We did follow a long lower shadow with a long lower shadow, so this may give the bears some strength, because if followed by a red candle, we could make a rounding top, make a lower high, and break down. However, if followed by a strong green candle, we're most likely going to break up. Momentum does want to pull back. VWAP is favoring bearish. Stochastic is pretty beat down, and RSI does want to push forward, but if that VWAP continues to favor bearish, it's likely momentum would continue to weaken and money flow would break down, so watch the lower time frames here. Over on the 1 hour, we do have higher highs with higher lows. They don't connect very well right here. They could, so I would watch that because that could be a rising channel. And remember, a rising channel does break you down. We have 2 touches to the bottom, 2 to the top. So it's likely if we make another retest to the bottom, we could break down. Our MPP does say we may make a higher low and maybe not get that full breakdown though. So that is the positivity there. Momentum does want to push down. VWAP is favoring bearish, but we have higher lows, so watch for a higher high. If we can follow with a higher high and gain strength and hold, momentum will remain bullish, money flow would remain green, and we would see a run forward yet. So I would watch that VWAP very close. Again, we are pretty much at an influx point all the way around, it seems. Over on algo for the daily, we still have that possibility of breaking toward that golden pocket right around that $1.29. Momentum does want to push down. RSI is starting to weaken. VWAP does have lower lows with lower highs, so I would watch very close. And stochastic is breaking down, so if that stochastic does not reverse, RSI will continue to weaken, and that could bring price lower. Again, watch for lower highs and lower lows. If they do connect, that would create a descending channel, and a descending channel would push you up, but that would be after a little bit of losses first. So over on the 1 hour, we have higher highs and higher lows. We are trying to push forward, so watch very close. We need to break through this like 46.26. We have been struggling here. If we cannot break here, we have consolidation here, consolidation here, consolidation here. Very strong support resistance area. If we do not break it, then there's a high chance we would pull back toward that 37. And if we can't hold that 37, I would watch for that push down to that 34. And our MPP does state 32.1. So we do have a chance of breaking down there too if we're not careful. The higher chance is we make a higher low and continue forward, but again, we need to break out of this range and break forward from here. That VWAP is bullish, money flow is pushing up, momentum is green, so watch that VWAP. That VWAP needs consistent highs with higher lows here to at least push forward. If we see lower highs with lower lows, momentum and money flow will fall, and we likely would break down. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a great night. Hit the like and subscribe, and